and Mosey can't understand it sometimes, having played for UST also. It just happens, she says. Casa is flying into the air.
Well, coaches will tell you, you know, that that's the difference between coaching a girls team and a guys team. The girls play with so much emotions, and sometimes they can't control their emotions.
You know, you're right about Casa. She's a joy to watch. She's like a ballerina in the air when she flies. She has a chance to do an axel and a pirouette at the same time. Like I know ballet like something, huh? But look at her. She's a joy to watch. If she gets a good set, she goes cross court. Maybe she'll do this with this one.
Well, Casas goes through the block. She heard you.
Look at the way she does this, huh?
That's right. Actually, it was the set was pretty far, but Casas, being the athletic player she is, she manages to get that through.
Yung pagka-nimble niya kasi, and the total trust in being young, in flying. This game allows you to fly really, and that's outside. Ball game is at 21-15 in its opening set.
Well, Bernisco now to serve for UST. Michelle Carolino getting a good kill there for UST.
Shakey's is the place to go to for fun, family, and pizza. It's gotta be Shakey's. Glad you're with us this day. Cruz on corks. It's in the air. The Makulangan is there. Carolino. When you speak volleyball, those are names that are very common. Balse, Carolino. In the meantime, that's a nice drop by Maizo. Casas flies. Hinanap yung kanto. Lampas lang ng konti.
That's right. She actually had the right thing in mind. Nobody was there, but she just hit it too strong.
It was Casas' turn to see a corner that looked like the size of a farmland. So big and tempting that she miscalculated. Here comes Cruz. A bit of a mishit. Balsa touches. Wow. They'll remember that block all night long.
Dalia Cruz showing that Lyceum can defend as well, but we got to give credit to Mary Jean Balsa for that dive. But Lyceum denies UST.
And this is the reason why volleyball players don't get manicures, really. Hindi ba? It's very ladylike, but it's a distraction. That's why you have to make that what's the exact word for that move?
Pancake thing.
That pancake move, yeah.
But you know, some coaches will actually make it a rule that you cannot have long nails.
I can imagine.
Casas again to serve for Lyceum. Slowly but surely, they have narrowed the gap.
I'm sure Shaq De Los Santos is the expert at that. Matatawa yan pag narinig. Here we go. Artates. Huli.
But good coverage by Lyceum.
Yes.
Dalia Cruz.
Balsa, the Makulangan. We like the Makulangan's coolness, huh? Artates mixing up the punch. The Makulangan goes the other way.
And Michelle Carolino ends that rally. But you know, Lyceum, coming to the end of the first set, they've been covering better. That's why the flow of their defense turns into offense, and they're able to actually narrow the gap, like I said earlier.
Lady Pirates score.
Lady Pirates want to talk things over before this opening set comes to a close. We shall segue into Emel's dissertation. Check out the schedule for Monday. Nes Familiar of LPU. Kasi buti hindi ka nakakalbo rito sa larong ito.
They keep scratching their heads.
Scratching their heads. And then, same case with Emil on Tokkas. What? You can only imagine what they're talking about. If this goes 5 sets, we go here. We go 3 sets, we'll meet at the coffee shop. In the meantime, into the net we go. Immaculangan, and that's Rhea de Maculangan, the setter, slams it into the net. Peña, as well as Tarapunda, all set to return to action.
That's right, back to setting chores is Tabafunda.
You know, if there is one sport wherein you got to realize your role right away, it's got to be this sport. This is not an ego sport wherein you'll get very little playing time, then you pout. You got to know what your role is. What is your what service can you give to your team, actually?
That's right. Sometimes coaches bring you in when the score is 24, or let's say the opponent's score is 24. They're to serve. They're up to serve. They bring you in to defend. So you're like, okay.
You know, when I was a part of the team, and when Coach Macapel and I were younger, our role was to prepare our first 6 for battle.
Yeah.
We would kill them, and as this first set draws to a close, Lyceum is beginning to realize what it will take to be able to turn this game around. Look at this in our shaking play.
That's right, and it'll take more than tentative offense. You have to go through the UST defense, but UST ahead did this first at 25-18.